What is up, guys? Stephen Jeffrey of SJ Relics, and today I want to talk about Stag knives. I'm going to share with you 3 knives out of my collection that I just kind of wanted to pair together and present to you and talk a little bit about. I was inspired by Nate of Calhoun Knives. I'm going to put a link to his channel in the description. Nate is an awesome guy, has an awesome collection, easy way, laid back way of presenting his collection. And one thing I've learned about him is he knows a lot about knives. He's got a lot of knives, but the man is passionate about Stag. It is just, no matter what the brand is, he's got a Stag knife in that brand, and just beautiful stuff. Check out his channel. Another video that inspired me this morning is a new channel, Coffin Cutlery. I'll put a link to them as well in the description. They're a new channel. They're about 230 or so subscribers. Check them out. Give both those channels a sub. Help them out. Help them grow the channel. Again, he has the Smoky Mountain Knife Works exclusive green scroll set that he got for Father's Day, and just mind blowing. My kids need to get with it, but anyway, that's here nor there. But check it out, just really amazing stuff. Both amazing channels. I also want to share with you today 3 mail calls that I got here in the past couple of weeks. One of them is from my brother Louie, Arizona EDC. Louie is just a awesome, generous man. Awesome family man, easy to talk to. We've had several phone conversations, and I got the honor of doing a knife slip for him. Picture right here for his 77 case whaler. He sent his knife to me, and wow, what a knife! I will be scoring one of these days. But anyway, awesome experience. But Louis sent me a slip. He is an awesome leather worker. I'm going to throw a couple of pictures up right here as I'm talking of his leather work. Just amazing stuff. Just incredible attention to detail, and he has a very identifiable style, which speaks to me. It's like, you know, you definitely you can say, well, that's a Louis, or that's an Aaron, or that's a Jerry Phillips. You see these leather makers. You can say that's a Cornbread. All these guys, just really neat leather workers. We all have fun with it. Another one, Georgia Adventurer. You know, Mike from Make Cutlery Great Again. You know, just on and on. I don't want to leave anybody out, but all these guys inspire me. All these guys, we spur each other on. But I want you to see what Louis made for me. And I'm just honored to get it. And also, he threw in some swag and a few other gifts. I finally got a sticker, which I'm stoked about. And I also got a cool mail call from Mike of Rasputinscastle. And if you've never seen this channel, this man has forgotten more about knives than I will ever begin to know. Awesome channel. He puts out videos almost daily, and just the depth of knowledge that he has of knives and cutlery, U.S. cutlery, German cutlery. You know, he even Rough Rider knives, whatever. I mean, he's all over the place. Huge collection. I got to see some of his collection at Ellaville last year. I was overwhelmed by that show, but I was overwhelmed by his collection. I mean, I was looking at it and I was just blown away. He brought his knives for people to experience and oogle and check out, and as Brother Jim would say, coon finger, and check those, you know, just check them out. And just great channel. Anyway, I want to share that mail call. Also, I got my second package from the Clark's Kentucky Knives. But I want to say this. First of all, Dwayne wondered if he had how the packaging and sending out. I'm telling you, just to get these stickers from you, Brother Dwayne, was everything. You could have kept the knives. This is such a cool new sticker and decal. I'm gonna try to do a little image up here on the screen, but just awesome stuff. Awesome auction, just for such a good cause. And anyway, let's get in these packages. Let's get into these Stag knives, and we'll check it all out. All right, guys, these are those Stag knives that I was talking about. These are just 3 that I just thought the Stag was pretty exceptional on. You know, as far as my collection goes. Of course, Stag is one of those things. It's just relative to the deer that owned it and that it came off of. It can vary so greatly. And of course, you know, where the deer came from, the type of deer, or you know, whether, you know, whatever that horn be from, it's just it can just vary all across the board. And then of course you get into toasting, and there's little tricks to deepen it, you know, soaking it in tea and coffee, and using stain. And but Stag is just, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's something just that will always be enduring, and I don't think there's any man-made material that can replicate the look and feel of a Stag knife. But I had to zoom out really funny because everyone can see the elephant in the room here. We'll start with this Bowie knife. This is a F.A. Bauer import company from Solingen, Germany. It is this is a big boy. I'm gonna move these out the way because there's no way that I can. Maybe I can zoom out a little bit, but this, if you notice, the sheath says Fabrico. That this is the original sheath for this knife. I date this knife kind of somewhere probably in the 1950s, though I may be wrong on that. Somebody can drop that in the comments. They were an import company. Of course, F.A. Bauer was the import company. Fabrico made the sheath. I don't know the connection or the history totally. I will say Mike from Rasputin's Castle showed one of these one time in a video. And I was like, wow, that is so cool. And that made me aware of these knives. And then I was in a pawn shop, right place at the right time. This guy came in. The pawnbroker did not want to, he wanted to really lowball him because that little tip, if you see it's a little bit rounded. There, this knife may have been dropped or something. I don't know. It kind of looks like it was dropped because it's never been sharpened that I can see. It had, you know, it may have been used. It's got some scuff marks. It was, it had to be cleaned heavily because it was patinaed. But look at that Stag. Of course, this is probably German Stag because this is a German company. Really deep grooves in that, some grooves and valleys. I just love that. I love that tone, and you can see. So when Stag has that because this was where it was cut off, and of course you can see the marrow area of that soft area. I think that's called the matrix, I do believe. Shout out to JC Mountain Jar for teaching me that term. But you can see where that toasting is. So this Stag has been toasted, but all the deep grooves in it and dark valleys you see there, that's probably true to the original. This is a 78H original Bowie. Again, first time I saw one of these was on Rasputin's Castle's channel, and then you can see the tang stamp there. And this is FA, let me see if I can zoom in here. There we go. F.A. Bauer Import Company, Solingen, made in Germany. But and then there's 78H. Again, beautiful knife. I love how deep they put the lettering in this blade. just a cool knife. Like I say, probably that 1950s era. On the sheath, you can see made in Germany stamped in there, and then Fabrico. Again, I don't know everything about this. I know they were an import company. I know they were importing stuff from Germany. Just some very cool Stag on these knives. Again, a beast, a hoss of a knife. But anyway, if you find one of these, you know, grab it, because it is a very nice knife. Very thick blade stock. I got this one, I think, for like 50 bucks. But anyway, very, very cool knife. This knife right here, voila. This is a 1978 case red letter. I got this in a pawn shop here in town in the early 2000s. At that time, fixed blades, of course, you know, fixed blades kind of, you know, you got folks that collect them, crazy about them, and you got folks that you know, I think they kind of go along with trends and kind of what's going on at the time. And at the time, this knife, even though it was cool at the time, for whatever reason, I was able to get a good deal on it. And I think back then I paid $30 for it. This thing is mint, guys. It is absolutely mint. I have over the years a couple of times mink oiled the sheath just to protect that leather. That leather's still very supple. I love the way they machine tooled this leather. I love that design. I've got a couple of fins actually, and they all have the same sheath design. So here is the pile side of this knife. It's got a little bit of green on there. Here's the pile side of this knife. This thing is fantastic. I mean, just deep, deep grooves and valleys. And you can see the toasting they did on this. This is a 516-5 SSP. Again, this thing is mint. It's never been used, never been carried, never been sharpened. It's got some, sorry, that was some dust there showing up in my light. Look at that jimping on the back. But then here is the show side on this knife. And this is one of the things, you can see that case red etch. Again, 1977, they did a whole series of folders and fixed blades case. And there's your 2 dots noting the 77 year in USA. And of course, they started using dots in the 70s. There's some green right there. I don't store these in the sheaths because they will green up on you, and it will over time cause pitting. But this one's been stored a little bit, so it had some green on it. But anyway, here is the show side of that knife. And for whatever reason, and this is something that Nate was pointing out, is how the show side would be kind of plainer. This is kind of some different looking Stag on here. Still very cool, but then you look at that and it's like, lordy, everything you want a Stag knife to look like. And it also, this is reminiscent again of that German Stag, you know, when you compare them. And then here's that show side right here, which again, had I found this knife for the price, no matter what, that's beautiful Stag too. Now that brings me to this knife right here, and this is a case small trapper. Again, this is one that my dad has had for many years. Probably got it around, he probably got this thing new back in 1980. Anyway, look at the Stag. Again, here's the pile side, nice deep grooves, just beautiful knife. Here's the show side, a little plainer because they put the shield in these knives, of course. I love that case shield from this time period. And then here we go, half stops on this, because you know many trappers have half stops, full size trappers do not. So if you didn't know that, there you go. There's your 10 dot. There's your lightning bolt S's here which indicates this is an 80. And then there's your 10 dots, which is 1980 10 dot knife. And 1905 to 1980, 75th anniversary. Again, this knife is, my dad may have carried it. Nice positive half stop. He may have carried it a few times, but I don't think he carried it much. Here's your spay blade, and it's 5207. And SSP. Again, this is their 75th anniversary knife. I did clean this morning, so it's got a little crud down in it. Just beautiful knife. Again, they're half stop on the spay blade. Nice positive and chatty close there, but just a beautiful knife. One thing I really dig about case from this period is, even though this has this stainless steel blade, I like the fact they still used the carbon steel in the back springs. I don't know, I like the way that patina builds up and ages, and especially if you just, you know, kind of clean it, wipe it down, sunshine cloth, you know, just has a really attractive look to me. Again, a beautiful knife, beautiful case, 75th anniversary. Again, that was a very cool knife my dad picked up years ago, and like I say, for whatever reason, I think he thought it was special enough in his collection, he decided to just keep it and look at it, and I'm glad he did. And here again, case red letter, beautiful knife, and I was glad to pick that up. I am of course a 5 dot, I'm 1975, so this is a 77, so I figured, hey, it is close enough. And I would like to get more knives in this series. I saw Driver 38 share a case red letter. It's a toter of his a few months ago, and I thought, man, I love that knife. I love the look of that knife, and just case from that era. And again, I'm gonna show you one more time, one more look. I got to do it the other way so you see that tang stamp and that etching on that blade. The original Bowie by F.A. Bauer. Just some great knives, and just great examples of Stag. And let me get into these mail calls, but I hope you enjoyed this, and I'm gonna try to just along just present some things in groupings like this out of my collection, and carry on with a theme, and check out these other channels, Calhoun's Knives and Coffin Cutlery. Anyway, thanks guys. So when Louis sent me a 77 Whaler, as always, he packed the package with some swag here. Him and I have bounced leather ideas off of one another. He is a guy that I've had many questions, because we did a slip swap here a while back, and kind of early on in our flip making game. This was a new design that he had done. Awesome stuff. This slip is holding up magnificently. He actually told me how to do that little fine detail within the stamp. Just love how crisp. Again, I won't go through nerd out on this slip again. And in this, I house my Bone Stag medium Stockman. But anyway, I've enjoyed carrying this. I've enjoyed owning this, and this is just a special pattern to me. I love that cheetah print. It's very punk rock, and it definitely spoke to me whenever he posted it. So I was honored to get that one when I got it. But he's doing so many new things, and I'm gonna show a few pictures along right here of just some of the new slips work that he's making. But this is another phase in his leather making, and he is doing camo now. And I'm gonna tell you, this thing is tough. This thing is G.I. Joe. You know, I was a kid of the early 80s, born in the 70s, and I played with him, G.I. Joe and Star Wars for many an hour. And this thing right here is just very cool. I love that camo pattern, that old school camo pattern. Kind of, it's not the digitized deal. Again, nice thickness of leather on this. It's a bigger slip in comparison, and that's one thing. So, you know, this is that Bone Stag medium Stockman. So you can see the size. Louis carries a lot of multi-tools, Leathermans, things like that. So I feel like this slip's going to lend itself well to a multi-tool, which is probably what this will house for me. But I'm going to use it and enjoy it. Awesome job, Louis. And I just love his originality. But then at the same time, some of these pictures I flashed up here, you can see he's done he does some of the traditional tooling as well. And always growing, always learning, and always sharing his knowledge, his experience with me. And I'm so thankful for that. But he sent me this slip. He sent me this belt clip. I can hook my key ring on there and just pop this on my belt. Oh, there we go. It's got a key ring with it. So very, very cool. He also sent me and what was funny is I just gave away SD Classics I gave them to my kids. I put one on their key rings, and anybody knows this pattern, you know what it's all about. But this is a Sportsman's Warehouse exclusive. There's your flat tip screwdriver, your nail file. It's got your scissors, your tweezers, and your toothpick. But very cool bear on that. And I'm going to start carrying this one because like I say, I gave my kids to hook up. You know, it was something they could carry on their keys and it not be something that somebody give them a hard time over. But Louis, thank you so much for this very generous gift. Thank you for sharing your artistic talent with this community. You've been so generous to the knife community, and you are such a blessing. And I'm honored to call you friend. I appreciate you, man. Shout out to you, my brother. Go check out his channel. Definitely subscribe to him. He does some really cool shorts, really cool videos, and he's got an awesome knife collection, and from the great state of Arizona. And we think it's hot here in South Carolina. But anyway, I also want to talk about this mail call from Mike at Rasputinscastle. Again, this man has forgotten more about knives than I'll ever know, but he sent me these large spools of leather lanyard cord. But it's not so chunky that I can't use it to actually sew some sheaths and slips up and do some cool detail on those. Very, very cool. And for those of you I don't know, this stuff ain't cheap. And this is a white one. So this is cool stuff. I'm buying leather stuff all the time. And sometimes there's certain things that I won't buy because I'm trying to, you know, be a little bit frugal about it. And because it just all costs so much, and it adds up, and my wife appreciates it. But this is very, very much appreciated because it will get used. I am almost out. I had a spool very similar to this, and I'm almost out. So it was a timely gift. And Mike, I thank you so much. Again, check out his channel, Rasputinscastle. Your mind will be blown. Again, just amazing stuff and what he has to offer. And he posts regularly, and he does his homework. He knows his stuff, and you're gonna love his channel. Again, thank you, Brother Mike, for this awesome mail call. I appreciate your generosity. If you don't know, a while back, he jigged some knives and some handles and did some tutorials on how to do that. And he gifted me one of those knives, a Rough Rider knife. It's been in a couple of shorts, and I've carried it. Beautiful purple jigging, and did the jeweler, like jeweling notches on the bolsters, and just amazing knife. I'll show it again here soon, but thank you so much, brother. I appreciate that. And then the final thing is Clark's Kentucky Knives. I would have been stoked alone to get this sticker. He did an amazing job at packaging all the things that people bought from the auction for Brother Cornbread and Hunting for Hookers. I got a Frontier, which I showed on another video, and I was able to snag, because I was fun limited, but I bid on a few things, but but I couldn't go over a certain number, or my wife would have got on to me big time, because I just bought my haul from Smoky Mountain Knife Works. But anyway, this was one that I picked up. So whoever's knife this was, it is now mine. I'm honored to have it. This is a buck, $379. I don't know the year. Of course, it's made in China. But we were talking about these the other day. Sheepdog and I were talking about these, and these Chinese-made bucks, they hold an edge. They're just well-made, just solid knives, pocket droppers. And something about the profile of these buck knives, these little tiny ones like this, I'll throw it in my fifth pocket, and you know, I'll carry something else, but man, this is just a cool little knife. It reminds me of the buck that my grandfather carried, the last one he carried before he passed away. It was in 1987. I'll put the model number right here. Anyway, I carry that knife from time to time, but these little bucks are just very cool little gentleman's knives. So listen to this little snap there, but cool knife, and honor to have it. Again, Clark's Kentucky Knives. Everybody knows about this man, and just the blessing that he is to the knife community, and so many in the knife community. And you know, these auctions and the knife show, I will definitely put it on my calendar to be there next year. Anyway, hope you guys are doing well. Get out there, do something, whatever you do, wherever you go, carry a good knife. This is Stephen Jeffrey of SJ Relics signing off. God bless.
This is the burden of the lost, to save a soul at any cost. Oh, how a king suffered and died, if only for just one life.